We're going to get this morning going. We're going to be talking about some motivation. We're going to talk about some meditation. We're going to talk about some inspiration. If it's not one of the three, I don't want it. Getting ourselves into that kind of mentality, getting into that place, utilizing that level of focus. Some of the questions that we're going to ask ourselves today, if it's not one of the three, do you want it? Ask yourself, do you want to be a motivated person? Do you want to be in a place where your mentality starts to take off, where your ability starts to come from within you, where you focus to the point where you're utilizing what you do have inside? And a lot of people got to ask themselves those type of questions. What do we wake up? How do we wake up? Where do we wake up? What is it that we're doing on a daily basis? Where are we putting ourselves that we're in a place of focus, where we're actually utilizing what we do have inside, where we're utilizing the being within who we are, where we're utilizing our mentality, where our vibration starts to vibrate outwards. And so a lot of challenges that you're facing off against, a lot of the things that you're facing off against on a daily basis, they're coming from the inside. They're coming from what you think, how you think, where you think. Where do you put yourself? What is it that you put yourself into a place of focus on? What is it that you want to dream? What is it that you want to achieve? What is it that you want to become? And so those are the types of questions that we need to ask. Those are the types of questions that nobody asked you for you. And so when we're sitting inside of that place, we're sitting inside of our mentality, we're sitting inside of our ability, and when we start to focus to that level. And so how do we start to get to that kind of a place where we use those kind of skills? You see, each of us is tested on a daily. We're asked by challenges if you can overcome them, if you could put yourself in a place where you can see past your challenges, if you could see past the things that you're going through today. And when we do that, when we put ourselves in that place, when we put ourselves in a place where we use our challenges to our advantage, I'm talking about the ability to take those challenges and turn them around, take those challenges and embrace them, take those challenges and put your mentality in a place where you have the ability to utilize the challenges that you have. And so how do we start to do that? Have you asked yourself that kind of a question? What is it that I focus into? What is it that I'm focusing on today? See, what am I doing today? It's not what happened yesterday. It's when you decide to start to pick yourself up. It's when you decide to start to get down to the point where you see positivity, where you start to hit the point on track, when you start to get to that place in your positions where you start to hit the point. And a lot of people fail until they see it's worth it, till they see their journey is worth it, till they see their path, they see their ability, they see their mentality inside of who they are. Are you utilizing your mentality? Ask yourself that question. And a lot of times when you're going through difficult times, are you seeing the ability to see beyond your own challenges? Are you seeing where other people are coming from? And when we sit inside of ourselves with that kind of focus, a lot of the things that aren't meant for us move out of the way on their own. But you got to let them do that. You got to let them have their space. You got to let them have their challenges so that they can work on them themselves, so that you can embrace your own. And you see, when you're supporting people to do that, you're motivating them. You're actually becoming a reflection of that. You're letting other people face off against their challenges. And that is when they see a motivation that uplifts them to overcome their challenges, when they see you overcoming your own. Are you putting yourself in that place? Are you giving yourself permission to be that person inside of who you are, where you're able to focus to that level? See, a lot of the challenges that we're facing off against, we like to take personal. Okay, and the reason why we like to take them personal is because when we see ourselves facing off against challenges, a lot of times we don't want to embrace them. We don't want to put ourselves in a place where we are positively thinking, where we're using our mentality, where we're utilizing our ability, where we're focused to the point where we have what it takes. And so, how do we start putting ourselves in that kind of place where we have what it takes? Where we truly put ourselves in a place where we can overcome our challenges when we believe in ourselves. See, when you start thinking positive, when you start putting yourself in a place where you're going to allow positivity to become the result, when you're going to seek out positivity, it doesn't mean that the negativity doesn't come your way. It means that you're searching for the positivity in the negative things. It's when you're searching for the positivity, even when things aren't working in your direction, that you start to figure it out. You start to overcome the challenges. It starts to get that much lighter. Your day starts to get that much brighter. And so how do we start to see that kind of a place? How do we start putting ourselves with that kind of ability, with that kind of mentality? And so when we start talking about things like positive thinking, like Newton's third law of motion, like the ability to utilize science in such a way to find the positivity, to divide light from dark, to put ourselves in a place before the choice